Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much, Ken. Welcome, everybody, to the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call. I'm Josh Taylor, in tonight for Bob Pompiani while he's on vacation. Joining me in studio from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette is Gene Collier. And, Gene, let's get right into it. Got some Penguins free agency news to talk about. Been multiple reports, one from one of your colleagues, Jason Mackey of the Post-Gazette. It appears that Trevor Daley has made a small list of teams that he is willing to at least talk to, if not sign with. And from what Jason's telling us, it looks like the Penguins are not on that list. And he's not the only one. We hear other reports out of Canada that Nick Bonino has talked to up to 10 different teams. And it looks like those teams are standing in line waiting to pay him as well, get a nice raise on that $1.9 million salary from last season. So from what we're looking at here, what should have been the Penguins, I shouldn't say should, but what were the Penguins' probably two biggest priorities as far as re-signing unrestricted free agents, looks like those guys might still be gone anyway.
Well, congratulations to Jason. Read it in his column. You can count on it. He's the best. Now, the reason that we've mentioned, Josh, that these are the two biggest priorities for the Penguins is because they're very good and a lot of teams want them, and nobody should be surprised that they're probably not going to be here. Now,
on top of that, when you're looking at it from the perspective of at least priorities, and Jim Rutherford mentioned as much during the NHL draft. He mentioned that Bonino, at least from the forward position, would be the priority, but also on the defensive side, he said pretty much what they did for this offseason would be highly dependent on what happened with Trevor Daley. So if Trevor Daley go to another team, we've heard reports that it could be Boston, it could be Detroit. Those are two of the teams that are following him a little bit more closely. So if he does go to one of those two teams, he didn't rule out a trade, he didn't rule out free agency, but there are options that they would have to explore if Trevor Daley is to go elsewhere. So that does kind of maybe, I don't know if it widens the net, but it does kind of maybe give you more possibilities of what they might be willing to do.
Well, sure, and a lot depends on what happens with Schultz also.
Yeah, Justin Schultz being a priority, and we've heard some reports also that he and his agent are looking for a long-term extension. They're not really interested in signing the RFA tender, in which case, from his perspective, makes a lot of sense. He took a big risk by sticking around, taking less money, betting on himself, trying to get a bigger deal. He probably earned himself one with the, I think it was a 6-week period where he's pretty much averaging a point per game. So he definitely fit the bill and had to step up and be pretty much their top, puck-moving guy with Chris Letang's injury, and he stepped up and did it pretty well.
Yeah, that qualifying offer, or whatever it's actually called in hockey, that is a non-starter with Justin Schultz. I mean, he and his agent are not going to take that figure. No way.
Now, from that perspective, it does kind of add to the element, because we haven't really gotten into much more with the restricted free agents, guys like Brian Dumoulin,
right.
Connor Sheary. They add an element as well as far as what you're looking into where cap space goes. So when you're trying to re-sign Justin Schultz, that becomes an issue. You're trying to at least get Brian Dumoulin, Connor Sheary, those guys taken care of. Now, granted, you have about $20 million in cap space to play with, but without Daley being a part of that possibly, without Bonino being part of that possibly, of course, it makes that easier to get those guys done. But then you have the issues of who's going to be your third-line center, who else are going to be your defenseman, because Daley's an unrestricted free agent, so are Ron Hazy and Mark Streit. Now, you brought back Chad Ruhwedel, but you still probably need to have at least one or two other guys. Granted, David Warsofsky, guys like that are probably other options at the bottom end of it, but you're probably going to need at least a second-pair guy or a third-pairing guy, depending on how Mike Sullivan wants to shake this out. So as far as options, we've heard different rumors as far as trades. Other players are available, but it does raise the question of what exactly Jim Rutherford does and what his options are and what the market bears out. So it does become a pretty fluid situation on the defensive side.
Well, it sure does, but this is all part of the system. I mean, you win the Cup twice in a row, you're going to lose people. It's just the way it is, and the Penguins are blessed that they have Jim Rutherford and a lot of other people who can figure these things out. I trust them implicitly to do it.
I believe the term that they use a lot of times is the cost of success.
Right.
When you have that kind of turnover after having back-to-back Stanley Cup wins. Let's kick over to the Pirates. They get a big win tonight over the Rays, 4-0 the final score. Jamison Tyone goes 6 1/3, and the bullpen comes in and slams the door and does the rest. But a big win over a really good pitcher in Chris Archer. John Jaso gets a home run off him. Gregory Polanco gets a home run off of him. I was joking with our producer, Jared. I didn't know what surprised me more, that Tyone goes 6 1/3 scoreless and gets a couple of home runs off of him, or that those home runs came off a guy like Chris Archer, who's considered one of the better pitchers in the American League.
Yeah, the Rays have done well with Chris Archer, and they've gotten a lot of good pitching this year. They're playing a lot better than I thought they would. Now you have the Giants for 3, and the Pirates need to start playing better at home, and they should get at least 2 of those games.
Well, we got plenty to talk about here. We'll take your questions about the Penguins as far as free agency, what they expect, or what we expect the Penguins to do, or what you expect the Penguins to do. We'll talk some Pirates as well. 412-575-2600 is the number. Also hit us up on Twitter. Josh Taylor HD is the handle, so we'll do that when we come back on the Nightly Sports Call. Stick around.